Hi there, it's Rose. Welcome to my channel. Today I am here to share the Christmas tags that I made for this month. So if you are new to my channel, every month on the 25th I share Christmas tags that I make. So I make Christmas tags all year long, and it's a great way for me to use my Christmas crafty stash, and I love to make Christmas tags. So I've been doing this for the last few years, and of course there are playlists on my channel, and in my description box today I will list every month so far this year, and you can go back and catch up and check out all the Christmas tags that I've made for the year. Now you can also follow the hashtag Christmas tags on the 25th, and you'll see a few other YouTubers that are creating Christmas tags as well. So be sure to check out my description box below. You'll see their links and all my past videos. So for this month, I decided to get out my Tim Holtz Crafty Christmas Stash. And I know for some of you that have been following me for a little while, that's no surprise to you. I don't make Christmas tags with Tim's products every single month, though. Every month my tags are different. So some months I stamp, some months I just color, some months I'll use a paper collection. They all vary, and that's what makes it so much fun. But for this month I decided to do sort of a distress Christmas tag theme. So I'm going to start out by showing you all the products that I used, and then we'll get into it and I'll show you the tags that I made. So let's get into the supplies that I used for this month's tag. So we'll start out with the tags themselves, and I didn't use a die or free cut. I decided to go with the distress tags that are pre-made. These are a size number 8. They're mixed media heavyweight cardstock, so that's the reason really why I wanted to use them. They measure 6 1/4 by 3 1/4, and you know, they're just a plain manila tag, but they are heavier cardstock, which is very important when you're going to be doing a lot of inking and distressing, as I knew I was going to be doing. So that's why I opted to go with these for this month. Now I also wanted to break out the Ideology collage paper, and I showed this in a recent haul. I thought it was really beautiful. This is the Christmas one, and I believe this pattern is new this year. I'll just take it out and show you what it looks like. It is a thin tissue, perfect for using on your distress projects and great for collage of any kind. You can tear it. I decided to cut mine, but I love the pattern. And especially these musical notes. I just thought they were beautiful with the greenery and the poinsettia. So really, really pretty. I'm very happy that I used these on my tags for this month. Now also from a recent haul, I got this stamp and stencil collection. And it was new to his Christmas line this year. I picked this up at Joann's. I used this portion of the stencil and a couple of the Christmas stamps. What I loved about this set, I love that you got both the stencil and the stamps, but I especially love that this has a lot of sentiments in the stamps, which is something that was missing from my other, you know, Tim Holtz stamps, Christmas stamps, was that I really needed some more sentiments. So I love this set, and I use the Merry Christmas and Season Greetings on my tags. And then, of course, I used some of his Christmas ephemera packs. These are those vintage snippets, and there's so many in these packets that they last quite a while. This is not new to me this year, but I'm sure he came out with another new one this year. And the Christmas Noel ephemera pack, where these are larger vintage pieces, just really, really pretty, and just so fun to use on the tags, great on cards as well. And then I also brought in the Christmas paper dolls. So You've probably seen these before, but they're just exactly that. They're little vintage people, and the Christmas ones, a lot of the images are in winter coats and hats, and they look like they've just come from a snow scene, so they're really adorable, and I've used a couple of these on my tags as well. I brought in some matte gel to put down that tissue on the tag. So this is one of my favorite matte gels, just really easy to use. And my first time trying the Distress Grit Paste in Snowfall. So I really loved the way that this turned out on the tags. Let me open it up and show you what it looks like. It actually looks like snow, but it dries down to almost an icy look. So it doesn't stay this white. It almost dries down as a clear snow frost. So it's very interesting, easy to use, really creamy consistency. And I used it through that stencil that I showed. I really enjoyed using it. I'm glad I picked it up. It's the Grit Paste in Snowfall. I brought in some Wendy Vecchi mica spray in Pearl, some stickles, and this is in Glisten. Of course, I used a variety of Distress inks, Vintage Photo, Black Soot, Candied Apple, and then I also brought in some of the Distress crayons that I hauled this year. I really love using these as well. My acrylic paint pen in white, a Wink of Stella in clear, and some ribbon that I had in my stash, and a Christmas tree die as well. So let's get into it, and I'll show you the tags that I made for this month. So here is a look at my first tag, and you can see they're very heavily distressed, which I love that look. I really wanted the look of maybe finding this at an old vintage shop or pulling it out of a book, you know, that's been in the family for years. I just love that look of it, really distressing it very heavily on the front. And so the first layer, of course, was the tissue paper, which gave that beautiful background. And then once I laid that down, then I got to distressing around the edges with some of the Candied Apple, some of the Vintage Photo, just to knock back any white from that tissue. I added a couple of pieces of the ephemera, and then I really wanted to use this tree die that I had, and so I lifted up this background and tucked that underneath so that you just see a partial one of that. I love this little paper doll of the boy with his skis and in the snowbank. I thought that was perfect for looking like he's just coming off of a ski trip. And now I want you to be able to see that Snowfall distress paste there. I think you can see bits of it through that stencil. I went over that snowflake stencil and added lots of that grit paste in the Snowfall. And it really, when it dries down, it's dimensional. It has a little bit of glitter, but it really looks very icy. I just love it, and you can actually tint it with paint, which I may do the next time that I use it. I may add a little bit of white paint, so, you know, it'll show up a little bit more, but I didn't want to distract too much from these images, but I wanted a touch of that snow there. And then, of course, I took my paint pen and I added dots. I added the Wendy Vecchi mica spray for some glitter along with the Wink of Stella, and then the crayons I used around the edges as well. So all the ribbons are this black ribbon, and then either green or red. Now the back is where I stamped the Merry Christmas, so I did add another tag on the back for that really clean look. I like to be able to stamp either a to and from or a Christmas greeting on the back of my tags, and I wanted a chance to be able to use one of those beautiful sentiments from that Tim stamp set. So I really like this Merry Christmas. I love the font. I love the size of it. And I thought it was perfect for the back of my tag. So that is a look at the first one. Now here's the second. And this is a snowflake die from my stash. But again, it was the same process. I went through and first added on the tissue paper and then got to distressing the background, and they are really heavily distressed. That snowflake die is cut with a holographic paper, which really helps to bring out the girl. Now, she's also covered in that snowflake or Snowfall grit paste. And in the light, you can see that there's some on her coat and some down here, some up here on the calendar, which is a piece of that ephemera. This is also, and then the little boy is another one of the paper dolls. So I added 2 on this card. And there's another one of those great stamps from that stamp collection, the Season Greetings. I just absolutely love the size of these. I did use a VersaFine ink to stamp them in the brown sepia color because I thought it went well with the vintage tags. So that is my second one. And my final tag, and probably one of my favorite paper dolls, is this little girl. Here I used that tree die, again, that I had in my stash, and I put it over her. So along with the ticket ephemera and this one that's peppermint. And there's a beautiful shot of that tissue paper that has like that postcard on there and just great graphics on the back. And this also had a poinsettia that was very prominent on, so I love that red. And just so much detail there. So again, here's where that grit paste is. You can feel that it does take, I let it dry overnight. You can, I think, hit it with a heat tool, but I just let it dry overnight. I worked on these late and then just let them sit overnight and let everything dry, including some stickles that I had put lightly on there, and made sure the mica sprays were dried thoroughly and all the inks, because they are very heavily inked. So there's the Merry Christmas again on the back of this one. So those are the 3 Christmas tags that I made for this month. I hope you enjoy taking a look. And please be sure to check out my description box, follow the hashtag, check out my other tags from the past months as well. I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.